Gotta gotta give it up. Give a trophy out this week to Alec Baldwin because
Yeesh.
he literally proved that he is willing to kill somebody to stop the filming of a movie. And so I'm gonna have to say that that's a bold move in trying to end this whole Hollywood thing. So I gotta
Murdering
celebrate
your
that.
co-stars
Yeah.
or boom operator. We'll be cutting this out. Let's get to it.
Okay, go.
Let's get to it. So I don't know how clickbaity we could make Fool's Gold, a movie that came out in 2006, and even at the time, I think was like, even the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Day crowd was like, really, we're doing this again. Like I think even at the time, people were like, what is this movie? But
yeah,
I mean, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts.
Exactly. Well, I'll start it off real quick with two thoughts on it. One, I was telling Danny, I was like, okay, we're gonna watch Fool's Gold, and she goes, oh, is that the one with the Friends guy? And I went, Matthew Perry, and she went, yeah, and I went, I think that's Fool's Rush
Fool's
In.
Rush In.
I looked it up. Same
Which
director.
Is on HBO Max.
Same director.
Same director. He did both of them.
There it is.
And he did Hitch.
He also directed April Fool's Day.
4 classics.
Yeah,
they got those ones locked away in the whatever the ones they put at the White House that are like the 100 most relevant, historically relevant movies or whatever, like Goodfellas in there,
Citizen Kane,
Casablanca, this Fool's Gold, you gotta get Fool's Gold in there.
Failure to Launch.
Watch that one as well for a little guided reading.
Well, as soon as it started, it has that it has the island tropical Caribbean theme, and so it reminded me. It reminded me of Into the Deep, and I was like, which one came out first? And so Fool's Gold came out in 2008. Into the Deep came out in like 2005, and then How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days came out in like 2002 or 3. So I'm like, this is basically How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days with Into the Blue. Because I was like, this is like How to Blow a Guy for 10 days.
The score was definitely something. Yeah, I know that when Bob Marley was making that song in the studio, he was definitely thinking, I can't wait till I'm long dead so that they can put this in a terrible rom-com.
Oh, man, I can't wait till Matty Mac hooks up with Kate Hudson again and uses my song. KDH. KDH and Matty Mac.
My first note is they have a Star Wars-esque crawl at the beginning.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's like describing the lost treasure and what they're after, but like
Matty Mac explains it later on.
In the first 5 minutes of the movie. He reiterates. So you
don't need that.
That's in the crawl. So you're like,
you don't need that in the beginning. He's gonna explain it anyway. The exact scripture verbatim what it says.
He's gonna read it off that screen.
You gotta get it to 90 minutes. I think that's what they were thinking.
That was more than 90. It was almost 2 hours.
That entire scene cracks me up. Just not even trying to jump like beginning, middle, end, whatever. But that scene in general cracks me up because it's when Matty Mac like weasels his way onto the rich guy's boat, and then KDH comes out and she screams and starts throwing food at everybody on the table, and she's like,
as if that's normal.
And then the very next scene, so let me tell you about this treasure.
And she's like, back in there serving him more food.
Yeah, you're fired.
This one was edited by Weed Whacker again.
Yeah.
This one was Weed Whacker edited for sure because it kept jumping back and you're like, wait, I thought Kevin Hart was mad. What is he doing now? Why is he in this? No.
Weird. I was going to say, why is Kevin Hart, first of all, why is his character a rapper? Super unnecessary.
It doesn't need to be a rapper.
And why is he an American rapper in charge of this Caribbean island?
Yeah, like oh, dude, rappers are doing so well. They're just buying islands, dude.
Yeah, no,
Like
literally, they were right there. They're
in
like,
the early 2000s.
They're after lost treasure.
well, you could still get a Master P deal back then. So.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like KDH is like she's like going to school. She's got things going to her, but somehow she's throwing it all away for loser treasure diver guy who knows how to flick her bean pretty well.
And why do they keep paying that off? Why is it that she keeps doing that? Oh, because they got to remind you every time that he's piping. They got to remind you the whole movie.
That was my note.
Yeah, they got to bang you over the head with Matthew McConaughey's piping.
If you didn't think he's piping.
My notes say Matthew McConaughey fucks. Like every 5 minutes, they have to remind you that this guy's packing. For some reason, get it in the contract. You must refer to how I'm piping. I just love like the notion that Matty Mac is just like, he cannot catch a break. This super handsome dude, he's just he's such a loser. He's just diving.
The shape of his life, super tanned out. Yeah,
he's slipping on banana peels out there. He's falling into dumpsters with his feet in the air. Whoa!
There was 2 separate scenes where he was supposed to be like acting like he was hurt. And I think McConaughey might be the worst actor ever acting like he's hurt. It was
that's fucking so funny.
That's what's super funny about that scene.
It was so funny.
He's trying to sell Donald Sutherland and the other and his daughter on the hunt. I'm watching this and I'm going, man, these guys have to pretend like they're interested in anything Matty Mac has to say, like as if they have to take him super seriously. Like this is some crazy acting they're doing.
But he's the same guy. He's like, and then that's what I told him is gonna be in the bottom of the ocean and check out this plate. And they're like, okay, why is everyone after treasure in this universe that may or may not exist? Like, who cares?
Because you're in the Caribbean. There's buried treasure. That's where all the pirates are.
It's in the Caribbean. It's the clearest water, most crystal clear water. Everybody's going there, but it's shallow too, super shallow, like waist deep water.
Hey, there it is.
Hey, there's the sword. Sword just pops out of the sand. 300
That'd be so
years.
funny.
No one.
They're having like this whole movie. That'd actually be a pretty funny like comedy moment. It was like they got all the gear on there, investigating it, super dramatic, and then you pan out and there's like kids in snorkel gear finding the same things they are.
Oh shit!
Oh, there it is.
This is kind of shiny.
No one searched there for 300 years.
Those movies, like,
well,
I guess they are moving them. No, go ahead.
I was going to say that part reminded me of the super unnecessary violent gore part of the dude exploding through the blowhole.
Yeah.
What movie am I watching here?
Yeah, they got some blood in there real quick.
They're like, no one's been paying attention for an hour. We need to do something.
Matty Mac got blown up by a bomb underwater so much that it cartoonishly shot him like a spout, like a water
Scooby-Doo.
spout. But the dude is in high tide on a blowhole. And explodes on sight, like you would, and people are just jumping in it. Like you think they would have it blocked off or something. And it's the most obvious place. It's the most obvious place. All the treasure's there. All of the treasure is there.
No, yeah. The only blowhole in the area where people would come to check this thing out all the time. Yeah.
Like couldn't be there.
No. In 1715. Do you want the opening crawl again? Do you need it? Let's run it mid-movie.
People aren't checking there because they know you'll explode if you catch it at the wrong tide.
That'd be so funny if every so often in the movie it cut to rolling explanations of what's going on, and you shouldn't go too close to the blowhole because blah blah blah, you'll probably get exploded. All right, back to the movie now. All right.
No, that would be smart. That would they do a little foreshadowing in the beginning and then it's the payoff at the end.
No. People are explaining to you what they've already explained several times throughout the movie,
or just making it up as they go. It's in the blowhole.
And then he's stranded at sea for days. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that scene. His rescue at the beginning, where he's stranded for days. First of all, you die immediately, like baking in the sun. Just salt water is the only thing available to you.
Well, that's the thing about Matty Mac, is he can breathe underwater and he can step on any speedboat that he deems is available.
So you, first of all, I do applaud the completely pointless and gratuitous nudity that comes with this scene, but then like some like teenagers roll up on a boat drinking, and it's not clear that they're gonna save him. They're like, "Hey, buddy, here's a beer."
They toss him a beer,
and you're like, "Wait!" And then like they just cut to him on the boat, like on the back. Like,
no, if you're already doing that, it would have been funnier for them to just drive off without him and just have him wash up on shore.
That's what I thought they were. That's what I thought they were going for, because they just kind of circle him. They seem completely indifferent to his existence. I thought that's what they were doing, was like a gag, like, oh, it's funny that he's gonna see a boat, but they're not gonna pick him up. No, he's just on the boat.
They make you think that they did leave him, and then they just cut to him on the boat.
Everything works out for Matty Mac. He made it. Yeah. He made it to the divorce just 1 minute late. Everything works out for him.
Yeah.
He has nothing though. So the stakes to that were
the boat.
What's gonna happen?
Teriology. Can't have half of nothing.
But also, of course, for me, the cherry on top at the end was when Kevin Hart just socked Kate Hudson in the face and knocked her out. I was like, all right, this is a movie in the mid-2000s.
The scene people are dying for.
Yeah, that one was just sent me over the top.
You don't see that in movies often.
A bit of a throwback. Especially for Kevin Hart. He was following teriology.
Oh yeah, that's the blueprint right there.
Yeah, these are the deepest philosophies.
That's how you start your marriage. You don't end it that way.
That's how you know. That's how you know you found the one.
That's how
and
you
the
claim
second
them.
one, and the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one. Dude, Katie H is Katie H in every movie, dude. She's showing up, and
they're doing the same thing. They should have just named their characters, whatever their characters' names were, from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
No, I don't know.
Now they're on a boat.
I have no idea what their characters are. They're Katie H and Matty Mac the whole time. Like, but I've never seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I've never seen that one. Just like I've never seen Fool's Gold. That was my first time seeing it.
It's
exactly a rom-com
what
bomb.
You think it is.
Have you seen it, Tyler?
It's exactly what you think it is.
No, but I know it's a rom-com bomb. It's just, it's the same shit as this, I'm sure.
She's writing an article about how to lose a guy in 10 days, and she happens to pick him, but he happens to be doing the same
treasure hunter.
Thing. he's a loser down on his luck, hunting for treasure.
He's in New York hunting for treasure.
You see these underground pirates in the sewers.
roll the credits again.
I'm gonna lose this guy in 10 minutes.
Mcconaughey's like a fucking hobo.
I just lost the guy in record time.
Yeah.
He started telling me about
the sewers.
Treasure in the sewer. I had to get out of there.
You gotta help me. You gotta dive down this manhole with me. I'm gonna get this thing open.
Katie, put some backbone in there. Gotta lift this thing.
It devolves into me dumpster diving with some guy. I'm really not seeing where we're going with this movie.
I have 10 days of this. I have to do this for 10 days. Oh my god, what's tomorrow?
The treasure's in the bottom of the dumpster.
It'd be so funny. Like, she's trying to get him to break up with her, but he's just worried about dumpster diving. Yeah, I get it here. Just another set of hands.
And
what
tomorrow,
does this job become?
Now, does septic tank mean anything to you? Because there's going to be a lot of them. Do you know your way? Do you know your way around a septic tank.
Tomorrow, the treasure will come in the form of shoplifting booze from the CVS.
they got Captain's treasure in the CVS.
Now
you'll see on the bottle. He's right there.
They separated the pieces into 50 areas. We have to piece them all together like a puzzle.
Each liquor store has its own treasure, and we got to go nab every broth we can.
We will assemble the grand prize.
Oh my god! A week and a half of this, huh?
That movie, like
Hudson, you've been extended 2 more weeks.
We're gonna shoot a trilogy with these things. So we never mentioned this in our tropes, but all of these movies, and Failure to Launch was really brutal, will have the worst screenwriting in the world, where all the dialogue is so quick and like crafted to what the other person's gonna say that it's like no. Yeah, where like no conversation would ever occur like that. Where you're like,
that's Gold. That was Fool's Gold as well.
Fool's Gold is another one where you're like, nobody talks like this.
Donald Sutherland's whole character was who talks like this? Me the whole time. Who talks like this?
Plot and doctor.
The daughter too alone. Like why have a character that annoying? And you know, like it benefits nobody. It does nothing for anybody.
Her only existence in the movie, the daughter character, was to get McConaughey on the boat. They were like, how are we going to get McConaughey on the boat?
But
he's just going to get hit by his daughter.
But I think also you got to have like
that's her redemption.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But I also think they want you to think like maybe he's going to pipe her instead of Kate Hudson. I think that's why she was in the movie. I think they just got to give you like she's the antagonist to Kate Hudson.
Yeah, she's the red herring of the movie.
Yeah, like McConaughey might pipe her instead.
The way they frame McConaughey, he's just having sex with a door handle. So like he's just hammering. So like you're right. Like he doesn't matter. Any female wait staff, I'm hammering.
There was scenes to plant the seeds. Like she was trying to get piped by McConaughey.
Yeah, and there's nothing like
that's her character name.
Pipey McGee.
Oh yeah, Gemma, because of the whole boat scene. But honestly, though, too, that's the scene of McConaughey explaining the treasure. Like that scene went on forever to Donald Sutherland,
which is hilarious because they already explained it in the beginning
3 times.
Exactly,
3 times.
It's the fucking longest scene. I was like, there's a couple times where I'm like, this dialogue is gratuitous, and that's why this movie's almost 2 hours long.
That's what I've been learning with these movies is there's shockingly little to the actual movie, right? They just go like, it's like, hey, we can probably get 15 minutes out of that scene, and they go, oh great, 20% of the movie's done. All right, we're almost there. like it's just okay, and then at the end, I guess they just like find the treasure, like fuck it, okay, who cares? We're leaving.
McConaughey has become this thing, right? Where like every movie is like a scene where there's some low music playing, and he's sitting there like this, and he's just talking like, you know, this is.
I lost it.
Like
all.
He's explaining such.
And
you just go here, and then you got to believe in yourself, and just when you're down on your luck, he's like looking down to the whole time because he's really in deep reflection.
Eventually,
that's.
Eventually,
he's coming up with Tom Hardy quotes.
It's just gonna work out for me, It's just gonna work out. It's not gonna work out for you, but I'm Matty Mac, so I get the girl, I get the treasure, and I probably get every other girl.
The only other thing in my notes is in something that's been enraging me, and I don't know if you guys have witnessed this or see this on your social media platforms, but it'll be like the
Bass Pro
meme
shop hats.
Meme stupid whatever Twitter / Instagram is now, where it'll be like a meme and it's like a tweet or something from somebody and it clearly never happened, but for some reason it just makes somebody feel good. Like the example that I keep getting is some version of this, and maybe it's because I have kids, so it'll be like, you know, this lady came up to me in the store and she asked my daughter why she was playing with dinosaurs. Why shouldn't she be playing with princesses? My daughter roared at her. I've never been prouder. It's like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that thing. And you just see that version of it, but in a variety of different things. Like you don't see that
It sounds
shit.
like, yeah, like, no, I definitely don't. My algorithms are quite the opposite of like mom Facebook post type of stuff. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like some cringe parent posts.
That's literally, or I'm trying to think of a non-parent one where it'll be like, you know,
I love the tone.
whatever this because you can hear it, right?
You can read tone.
It's always I'm the best. I'm the sickest.
That's how this story ends.
Everything is somebody tried to get the best of me and I showed them. Like
that's the cadence to
it's
it,
the
right?
victim role. Like somebody tried to get the best of me and I came out the winner.
But it always just
James
happens
Cameron.
to be something people are talking about, or like some sort of like mic drop applause worthy. Like I know somebody
people don't like do that in real life. Like maybe once or twice in my life, somebody came up and started unprecedentedly like saying,
you'd be like, okay, whatever, dude, bye-bye.
And then I move on with my life, and you know, like
no one is that quick-witted. So Kyle, that's exactly right. People go home and they go, you know what would have been cool if it happened? I should have said this.
Well,
and then you go, you know what? I did say that. You know, and
you weren't there.
Out. Yeah, you weren't there. How are you gonna know?
You weren't there. How do you know? I just go around saying witty things.
I just have them loaded up, ready to go.
This guy came up to me and my wife when we were out to dinner, and he said some things that were rude. I kindly waited, and I paid his bill just to humiliate him. Like it'll be like that type of story, right? I think there's a thread on Reddit that's called like "That Really Happened" or something, and it's basically an accumulation of those type of posts because you could do it all day. Right.
That sounded like from Tom Hardy.
I spend a lot of my time on Reddit on "took too much" and fight porn and
fight porn's a good one.
Fight porn?
Fight porn's a good one.
Is that like bum fights new location?
It's just fights. It's just people fighting each other.
Hey, bum fights was a classic. Can we get okay, now that we're on that topic. Yeah. Let's talk about some cinematic gold. Fucking bum fights.
Well, the guy
right there in the name. You know what you're getting.
The thing that's more legendary than bum fights is the dude dressing like Dr. Phil and going on his show as him. And Dr. Phil
hero.
plays the monologue, and then he plays like the setup for him to come out. And then as soon as it's over, he goes, "No, I can't play.
I don't want to talk to this guy.
No, I'm not. No, he goes, "I'm not showing that. I'm not doing this. You just showed it. You already showed it. You already promoted it. How about just not having him on the show, you fucking moron?"
Would they surprise him with who's coming on the show?
So, dude, Tyler, you never seen this? I think I sent it to you guys, or maybe it was just Kyle. It is the greatest thing.
It recirculates on the internet. Like
the guy who created bum fights, for whatever reason, Dr. Phil invites him on the show. Kyle, here's what
do you mean for whatever reason? What do you mean for whatever reason?
No. But
he gets views, and he wants to get views. So bum fights gets views. So Mr. Phil.
Here's what I think happened. Here's what I think.
He's not a doctor. He got his doctor license taken away.
So Mr. Phil has him on, right? And so they have the Maury type of intro, right? Where it's like,
they have like the weird coloring.
Yeah, like where it's evil, where it's like he does all this crazy stuff, and here's the bump fights and blah blah blah. If it was Maury, it'd be like them, the bad stepdad against a brick wall.
I do this,
like, I do that, and you're not gonna stop me because blah blah blah. Right? It's basically that, the intro. I think Dr. Phil was willing to have a clickbaity type show with the bum fights guy, because you gotta think, like, middle-aged moms, they don't know this shit. It's shocking. So they're like, oh my God, this is horrendous. So he wants to have the guy on. The guy kind of knowing, like, why would I ever sign up for this? he turns it on him and does the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life, which is he buzzes his head in a cul-de-sac and comes out with a mustache and cul-de-sac dressed exactly like Dr. Phil, like to a T. And so what I think happened is Dr. Phil hadn't seen him, probably was in the green room or had a different outfit on and didn't shave his head yet, or did it in the green room. And so he came out and Dr. Phil saw him and was like, fuck this guy. And that's why he's like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk to this guy.
But he already had him on stage and he already promoted bum fights. People are already there. And then he goes, I'm not showing this. You just showed it. Like, what are you talking about?
I think he was like, I'm not going to give this guy any more platform now that he's come out with the cul-de-sac.
Too late, bud. Like you kicking him off is giving him more of a, oh, did you hear about the guy that he kicked off? Like, oh, bum fights. I'm gonna go check that out. You know.
Well, so that's the other. So that would be the other thing. That would be the other way, right? Is that he literally just invited him on the show. So to your point, he could get like an applause-worthy boot, right? Of like, you know what? I'm not even talking to you. Like you had him show up. You thought he was despicable or whatever, and you had him show up just so you could kick him off the show.
No,
like,
but the whole point is he's going, you exploit people, and he's going, you do the same fucking thing. Like, what are you talking
the bum
about,
fights guy comes off way better than Mr. Phil in this exchange.
This is the same guy. This is the same guy who put the Cash Me Outside girl on, and on her 18th birthday, she started an OnlyFans, and now she makes 100 times more money than that dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you, Dr. Phil.
Like people can't send that chick enough money.
I know I can't.
I've been seeing she's doing like a reverse Michael Jackson deal where like she's getting progressively blacker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
She's gonna be Cardi B soon. Fuck.
Hey, is Crackhead beats up car with a baseball bat? Is that from Bum Fights?
That is a classic Bum Fight.
Is it? It's from Bum Fights, right?
Shoot.
Yeah, right. It's like some B-roll.
Bombs World and Bum Fights went hand in hand.
They should specifically call that one PT Cruiser, the purple PT Cruiser.
Exactly. Straight up, that is one of the best videos. Like, he gives this whole rant before he does it.
Show that in TJ's class?
Yes. First of all, that was insane because.
All right. So does anybody have any like videos from YouTube?
She said that. She literally said that.
Car.
I did sit and watch Big Mama's House 2 nights ago. The first one. I don't know if you guys remember that movie or have seen it lately. It is not a movie. Like. We were like, even Vivian was like checking her watch, being like, there's like 10 minutes left of the movie and nothing has happened. It's just Martin Lawrence in a fat suit, but they're not even attempting a plot. It's crazy.
No. And
they just got to kill some time until they can bring her back into the fat suit. And
Terry shows up at the end.
Terry shows up, It takes a dark turn when he shows up, right? It gets a little
he has like a gun.
Kind of serious.
At a backyard barbecue.
Isn't it funny because old ladies, they don't say this kind of stuff.
They got a basketball scene. They have a basketball scene. You'll be happy to know where it's like
in Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had to. Where it's like, well, what can we have him do in the fat suit that's funny? I don't know. Basketball. We're gonna play 2-on-2 with the old man.
What are you talking about? That's what's funny. Just have him do anything. That's hilarious. It's a guy, and he's dressed like a big woman.
There's a
scene. The suit is the joke.
There is a scene that legitimately goes on for 45 minutes, where he's in place of Big Mama now. So the girl, his niece shows up or whatever, granddaughter shows up, and she, of course, doesn't realize that it's not her grandmother, even though he's a man.
Wait. Hold on a second. Okay, so I don't know the plot of Big Mama's House.
Oh.
Is he an actual woman, or is he pretending to be a woman?
He's undercover. So there's a lady. There's a lady with a son who her boyfriend was Terrence Howard, and he's been in prison, and he broke out. And so the FBI is going undercover as Big Mama because they think she's going to go to Big Mama's house once he gets out of prison.
Why
And
doesn't
Isn't
he
the real
just?
Big Mama?
Why doesn't he just play any other character?
No one knows.
The
Or
real Big
regular
Mama is
FBI
like
man.
on vacation.
Exactly,
The
that's what I
real Big
mean.
Mama is on vacation, though, right?
Yeah, Paul
That's what's
Giamatti
happening?
just sends her on vacation.
Wait,
Yeah, so she
so
doesn't
he's
know
replicating a person that already exists that
Yes,
Yes.
everybody in
and
the neighborhood and family
Yeah.
knows, and he's pretending to be her that he's never met her
Yeah.
before,
Uh-huh.
and
Yes.
everyone buys it into it.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And they
Yeah.
even add insult to injury and insult your intelligence even more. By the end of the movie, is that both of them are doing kind of a Looney Tunes, where one comes into the room and then
Yeah.
the other one comes in,
Oh,
and they're going,
yeah.
"How'd you change so fast?" Like they're
yeah.
doing that.
But which
Like
one's
that's
which?
the level. They're doing the which
Yeah.
one's which thing, and then they both come out, and everybody at the party goes, "Huh?
Yeah. They can't tell which is
double.
which.
This
Yeah,
grown man."
Everyone in the
And
audience was
an old lady.
doing that too.
Yeah.
What is this?
But
Yeah.
but back to the 45-minute Oscar-worthy scene. So the joke, I guess, of this scene is that he's not Big Mama. So she's like,
Of course he's not.
"Big Mama, you need to fire me up some of your world famous cooking." And
That's
Martin
the
Lawrence is
proof.
like,
The proof is in the
"Okay,
pudding.
okay." And so he just starts throwing like Crisco and butter and dumping vegetable oil in a pan.
Isn't that funny?
And it's funny because you wouldn't normally cook like that.
Oh my god, he's using ingredients that Big Mama
you
doesn't
wouldn't-
normally use.
Yeah. And so
Specifically Big Mama.
that scene goes on for 2, 3, 4 hours, and then eventually you get out of it. And they just start doing gag after gag of basically that. But then like the whole
I'm
time
gagging
is like,
listening to it.
"Man, my granddaughter is piping." And so there's this weird love story that's developing between Martin Lawrence, who just shows up in regular clothes to be like, "Hey, I'm the handyman."
They're doing the white chicks. Exactly.
They're doing the white
100%
chicks,
the
but
white chick.
also literally doing white chicks. Like the plot is eerily similar. And
But this came out first, though. So
yeah, they copied this. And so he's
this
doing
came
like
out
the
first.
"I'm the handyman. Big Mama's been telling me a lot about you." And then like Big Mama will be like, "Hey, are you gonna go back out with Lawrence?" Whatever.
Put in
They're
a good
doing that.
word.
They're doing that
Martin?
where they always talk about each other, but they're never in the same room.
With Martin?
Yeah, his character's name is Lawrence.
Of Arabia?
What? Arabia?
Lawrence of Arabia.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Peter O'Toole.
But you were on to something earlier
and then
when
he
you
dresses like Peter O'Toole.
Yeah, he's got all types of outfits.
What were you gonna say?
I got a Peter O'Toole for you.
It sounded a lot funnier than what I was gonna say.
No, I'm just saying you were onto something by saying it's a cheap Eddie Murphy, because like I feel like that's a lot of Martin Lawrence's movies. It's just a cheap role that Eddie Murphy would do.
Nutty Professor plus Big Mama's House equals white chicks.
Yeah.
All those
Dude,
movies
that's
are just
so
like
funny, dude. That's so funny that like because I just thought that he was playing like, isn't it funny that he's playing a Big Mama, but but he plays a woman that everyone grew up like this is their grandma, this is their family, this is their neighbor. Like they grew up. Is it her or is it this blatant ripoff guy? Male.
It's revealed at the end that like everyone knows Big Mama intimately. The real
and
Big Mama.
Big Mama is central. Well, not only that, Big Mama is central to everyone's lives because she's the main character. So like they go to church and the pastor who just guess who the pastor is.
Well, what year did I don't know. Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac.
Very close. Cedric got it. Ding,
yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. So it's Cedric the Entertainer, and he goes, I'd love to do this sermon, but I think it would be better suited with Big Mama. Like, would never happen.
She's that well known in the church.
That Big Mama is the main character of this movie, so go ahead.
Wow, that's incredible.